The Less You Know, the Better was just an album title that I wrote down at the front of my studio log early on in the process of working on the record. I don't remember why I wrote it, and I don't remember what made me write it, but I just wrote it in big letters on the very first page, and it ended up being a sentence that kind of resonated with me at various times in the process of working on the music, and also just outside of working on music. I found myself in a lot of situations where, you know, you'd be listening to the news or watching, you know, just trying to go about your business, and you're bombarded with information all the time, and you just want to sort of cut it off at a certain point. So I think it's something that speaks to a lot of the distraction that's invaded our life, or at least that's how I was feeling at the time. The album artwork and all the artwork that goes along with the campaign was something that was inspired a lot by Mad Magazine, which was something I read growing up. And Mad Magazine, you know, its humor is based on satire. And I think a lot of recording artists, especially those of us that have been around for a while, I think there's a lot of kind of absurdities that go into the process of putting out a record in 2011, and you feel like it's such a preposterously uphill climb, you know what I mean? And there's some days you feel really unrewarded as somebody who's trying to put some art out there in the general public. So, you know, I just wanted to, rather than stand on a soapbox and talk about all these issues, I thought it'd be more interesting to use satire and let the characters sort of mess with me a little bit. I was inspired to go on the road and play some of my new music before it was out by watching other rock bands do it, you know what I mean? I think it's an interesting opportunity to break what can sometimes turn into monotony in the studio. And you can get bogged down and get too inside your head, and at a certain point it's a good idea to get out and shift modes and throw yourself out there and just let the music breathe a little bit and get some instant reaction from the people that ultimately are going to decide whether it has value or not. So that's why I did that last year. It was tactical, and it was the first time I've ever done that. But I've seen where it's really benefited the music of other bands that have tried it. So that's why I did it, and I was glad I did it. I feel like it worked pretty well. Hey, this is DJ Shadow on KarmaloopTV. Reclaim your TV.